One day, I'll join the defense force. Fine. We'll both join and see who can be a cooler defense force officer. We'll both join and see who can be a cooler defense force officer.
Kafka Hibino is God's strongest soldier. This man is the literal embodiment of God's timing. Cause tell me why this man is in his 30s cleaning up kaiju poop. And from the little intro y'all saw, this wasn't his dream job. Oh nah. This man wanted to become a defense officer, packing up kaiju, climbing up the ranks and stuff like that. But not only did he not achieve that, he became a literal janitor, cleaning up after the defense officers. Like, oh my god, bro. And you know what the worst part of this is? His childhood crush, who was a crybaby back then, by the way, is not only a defense officer, but also the youngest squad captain in the history of defense officers. Shorty went from being a crybaby, being consoled by Kafka, to straight up locking in and standing on business. Like, bro. And before we go any further, I just realized this video would be hella long if I wanted to cover the entire first season. We're looking at like 30+ minutes fit. That is my idea for me, since it will take a while for me to finish editing. So basically what I'm gonna do is break it into 2 parts. In this video, I'm covering everything until the end of the exams, and I'll drop the rest before the second season comes out. So yeah. Alright, enough yapping. Let's get back to the video. Kafka is out here doing the worst job ever, living in a rundown apartment, watching his crybaby live his dreams and get all the praise, while he's in the background getting ignored by her. Like, sure, you don't even acknowledge Kafka exists. That's tough, bro. That's a tough life, bro. Not gonna lie. But just like I said in the beginning, God's timing is truly the best. Let's get into how bro went from cleaning up kaiju poop to straight up locking in and becoming a menace to society. Bro, the way I started this video, you would think Kafka gave up on his dreams and settled for a bum-ass job. But nah, this has been trying and taking the exams each and every year, bro, only to get crushed by reality. And after he hit 32, he couldn't apply no more because the defense officers wanted a shonen main character and not an unk. So they bounced his ass. He couldn't apply no more. We get introduced to this new recruit and he got colored hair, so you already know he's important. Anime rule 101. If a character has actual hair color, he has a high probability of being in the main cast. And the color of said character is most often an indication of their abilities. This new guy joins up and he wants to become a defense officer. Initially, Kafka was kind of jealous because, you know, he's an unk, someone is changing his dreams, you know how it is. But they eventually become friends and he tells Kafka the age requirements was up to 33 or something. So Kafka had one last opportunity to apply before he couldn't no more. Kafka realized how big of a bitch he's been, giving up on his dreams. He's lucky he never met Luffy, my goat. He would have punched some senses into him. So fast forward a little bit, they're working their shift one lovely evening, having the heart-to-heart, when this Quick-One-Answer spider looking ass popped out of nowhere. Like, bro, where the fuck did it come from, bro? And rewatching this scene, I'm mad confused, cause peep this, right? This kaiju was mere inches away from munching on Ichikawa, and Kafka was a noticeable distance away. So can someone please explain to me how this man managed to not only bridge that distance, but to actually save Ichikawa twice? In fact, he tells him to run and go get help. Uncle's trying to be a hero like my brother. Chill. What is your plan, bro? You ain't got nothing in your hand but a metal pole. There's no reason for you to be doing all of this. Nobody's watching you. There's no holes in sight. It's just you and this ugly ass kaiju. Run, please. I'm begging you. Ichikawa goes off to get help, leaving Kafka to run the rounds with the spider. He hears the dash, weaving the spider in slide cancelling. Next thing you know, he's going through a window in slow-mo. Just a flashback to his past, but I already showed that in the intro, so I'm moving on. Finally stops running to face the kaiju, and I was thinking, oh, okay, what is he gonna do? Boy, if you don't... Had my boy up in the air looking like on the Playboy album cover. Follows up with a stamp, bringing his leg. Finally goes in for a bite, but of course Ichigawa shows up, saving him, but things still weren't looking good for them. That was until Shorty pulls out for the save, looking all cold and shit. And that was that. Like, bro, Shorty just packed up the kaiju in mere seconds. Something that these two could not even achieve, bro. That's how you know that she's on top of the game, you feel me? So fast forward a little bit after that incident, they're in the hospital now, chopping it up and being sentimental. Talking about the future when Kafka turns his head to see this ugly ass kaiju. Like, bro, where did it come from? Why did they keep doing this, bro? First it was the spider, now this. What is next, bro? And on top of that, this thing is talking about found you. Like, bro, what do you mean you found me? Proceeds to violate Kafka's trait.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, bro, hell no. Kafka got that limited stroke because ain't no way this ugly ass kaiju went in that smoothly. Someone needs to investigate Kafka because I don't know what this means. And what's up with all these aliens and weird monsters appearing out of nowhere and thinking they have the right to possess a human being and use them as their host? Like, I've seen this in Parasites, Venom, JJK. Well, Sukuna isn't an alien, but you get the point. And each time they are unsuccessful in taking complete control of the character. Anyways, Kafka transforms into this kind of cold looking ass human kaiju, hitting this cleaner apple. Like, bro be waiting on this moment his entire life. Ichigawa was obviously freaked out. Because one moment you're talking to a human being and the next moment they transform into a 7-foot monster. Like, shit is crazy. Kafka nearly sent this poor old man to a Michael Jackson concert, hitting this creepy ass smile. Like, bro, chill. Tries pulling out the window so he could escape and destroys the entire window. Like, oh. my god, bro. They hit a dash trying to get away from the defense officers because this old man snitched on them. Kafka helps out this woman and her kid who got stuck under the rubble. Says the spider kaiju flying with one punch, like bro, nigga think he's Saitama or something. I know that boy smiling believe that transformation. The kaiju came back for seconds and boy did he make a really bad choice. Kafka charged up like he was Deku, unleashing his strength to it to one crazy ass punch, making the kaiju blow up and is raining blood everywhere. And Kafka was just staring on, surprised by his own strength. He finds his resolve and turns back into a human, fully determined to make it into the defense force, which was really dumb considering he was now a kaiju. And one wrong move could mean death. But you know, he's the main character, so let's see what happens. Mina and her squad pulls up, but Kafka was long gone by then. They found out what was remained of the spider kaiju. So fast forward a bit, the defense force officially named Kafka Kaiju No. 8. They applied for the defense force and got through the written test, no problem. And now it was time for the practical exams. Kafka pulls up in his company's rust buckets, and we get introduced to the rest of the main cast. Like I said before, colored hair characters have a high probability of being in the main cast. Unless maybe Psychic K, the anime is full of colored hair characters. They get interrupted by Shodi right here, pulling up in the G-Wagon. So you already know she loaded. Came in with a yellow hair and a butler, so you know she's an important character. Instantly approaching the MC, acting bougie and giving the MC attitude. And on top of that, she's flat-chested. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a tsundere on her hands, cause why not? She commands Kafka to move his rust bucket, simply because she wanted to park her car where he has already parked his. Giving the lame excuse that 5 was a lucky number for the day. Like bro, what do you even mean by that? If she had green hair, I would have thought she was Midorima from Kuroko's Basket's daughter. The ones that are tapped, you know what I mean. But she doesn't, so she's just crazy, I guess. Kafka told Shorty to buzz off, and Shorty begins to strip like bro, what the fuck? But nah, she was just showing off her suit. And this was the same suit that the defense officers used to hunt kaiju. Walks up to Kafka's whip, grabs it and tosses it like a weird nut. She then introduces herself and says she hunts kaiju for fun. Typical anime prodigy stuff. Kafka runs upstairs and goes to lift his truck, hitting us with these bars.
Kafka Hibino. Remember the name, aye little missy.
Shorty was perplexed. Wait, he got a suit too? They walk in and the test begin, and to make everything short, Kafka's old ass couldn't keep up with nothing that they were doing. He was getting absolutely watched by the youngest. The yellowed haired girl kept mocking him throughout the entire test. Ichigawa hits us with the anime classic voiceover, explaining the characters and their history. And of course, Kikoru was on top of the squad. Next, we get introduced to one of the toughest characters in the entire anime so far, and it's none other than Captain Levi himself. Like, nah, I'm not even joking. This nigga is Levi reincarnated. Like, let's compare the stats, right? He's short, really good at using blades. Also the vice captain in command after Mina. Like, what more evidence do you need? And he's also super fast, like bro, he's literally Levi reincarnated. Put aside the fact that he actually makes jokes and you've got Levi Ackerman. Like, he runs them through their next test, and this wasn't what Kafka and Ichigawa expected. Nah, this next test involved them battling actual kaiju. They get into the suits they will be using to battle the kaijus. Now let me explain a bit about how they work before we move on. These suits are made up of kaiju muscle fiber, which allows the defense force to draw out the power of the kaiju, making them able to take on kaiju. This makes them super strong, super fast, and all of that. And the more combat power you can draw out of the suits, the more powerful you become. Now all of the new recruits, especially the ones in the main cast, were drawing out impressive percentage of the suit's power, mostly above average of the previous years. And of course, Miss Tsundere drew out a crazy 46%, and that's crazy even among the officers in the defense force. Now you're probably wondering what Kafka drew out, and if you are anything like me the first time I watched this, I was thinking he would draw like a crazy percentage, and my reason was because since it's half kaiju, he should be able to draw out more power. Since the suit is made up of kaiju muscle fiber, I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess my surprise when I see that this nigga didn't draw out not like 0, not even 1%. And this had my nigga Levi laughing his ass off. Like, this is a valid reaction. Like 0%? Are you kidding me? Like, nigga, you better hang up your jersey. Like, this is not meant for you, bro. You're not built for this. Just put the fries in the bag and quit. While everybody else was calm, Unc was over here sweating bullets, looking like he's taking the dump. Levi's reaction was so funny in this situation, bro. He's still allowed to continue in the exams. Like, bro, what are you supposed to do with 0% combat power? But you know, he's the main character, so yeah, special treatment is guaranteed. He couldn't even lift out the gun they were using to fight. Like, bro, what are you guys talking about? They start the exams and showed already took off, hitting these insane long jumps and running on the wall, while the others were running on the ground. Spots the first kaiju and packs it up, no sweat. Goes to third party and packs up another. We come back to Kafka and Ichigawa, and Levi announces that Mina was watching, and you already know how niggas be when the host is watching. Kafka analyzes and realizes that the exams wasn't just about kill count, but also teamwork and all of that. So he decides to use his knowledge of kaiju and their weakness to his advantage, basically telling his comrades what their weaknesses are, and it was working. Bro was not out just yet, but just as we were running to the next spot, Kafka was feeling confident, having an inner monologue with himself. This ugly ass kaiju popped out of nowhere again. Like, bro, this is the third time you guys did this. Like, y'all need to give my nigga a break. But what's with this kaiju randomly appearing out of nowhere? Had my nigga bleeding and sends him flying into the wall. This was bro's last chance to become a defense officer, and it was all about end. But of course, he gets saved by the tsundere. The others are just watching on, wondering how she's playing crazy mode while they are playing their normal game. But just because he got saved, it didn't mean it was over. He was in pretty bad shape, and he was about to deploy his shield, which would mean that he failed the exams. But he somehow convinces them to let him continue, drawing out a whopping 0.01%. Like, oh!
You are a worthless, bitch-ass nigga.
Oh my god, bro. What are you talking about, bro? All you could manage was 0.01%, not even one. Like, bro, what are we talking about, bro? You would think he was going to get on the same power, but hell no.
We don't do that here.
Clients were on top of Ichigawa, like, oh my god, y'all was joking, right? This whole situation had Levi laughing his ass. Shodi was still going crazy, racking up kills and stealing other people's kills. Even got tired of using guns and switched to a metal pole, going stupid with it. Rounds towards the final boss, jumps into the air, launching a grenade and lands on top of it, and positioning her legs in between his teeth. And this right here was clean, I'm not even gonna lie. Licks her lips like, bro, freaky ass, and bombs him full of shots, making it explode. That's the back 10 landing, looking all cold and aura farming. And that was that. The exam was over. Kafka didn't really get to do nothing. Shit, nobody on the field got to do nothing. Shodi basically soloed the entire lobby. Levi wasn't helping either, over here glazing the fuck out of her. But just when it seemed that everything was over, this unknown kaiju appeared out of nowhere. Again, like, what the fuck, bro? At this point, ref, please do something. They can't keep getting away with this shit, bro. Wish I could say this was the last, but nah, this wasn't the last, bro. Ugly over here pops out of nowhere and immediately apps a blink on her, shooting her with no questions asked. Like, damn, not even a
Hello, motherfucker.
and it shot her right in the heart too. Like, it wasn't playing no games. Luckily, she got saved by the suit she was wearing. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the kaiju they just killed started coming back to life. And not only that, these motherfuckers were reviving stronger than before. I just know my niggas are watching on like,
What the fuck?
how are you moving? She's obviously surprised this kaiju could talk. Gets out to shoot it, but ended up as Swiss cheese. Mina and Levi leave to the field to help out. The talking kaiju disappears into the smoke. Shodi gets up, having flashback. I need to be perfect. And then gets bitch slaps away like, oh my gosh, bruh. She kept getting flashbacks. And if this anime was JJK, I would have known her ass was about to be packed up. She gets slapped away over and over, even got her arm broken. But Shodi still wasn't giving up. Pops her hand right back in the place. Like, god damn, bruh. The kaiju gets another power boost. Things weren't looking too good for her. Mina and Levi were running as fast as they could, but they couldn't get there in time. And just as all hope was lost, the goat appears, threatening the energy blast and giving this cold ass speech. Like, nigga, you do realize where you're at right now, right? You're literally in enemy base right now, and you are Kaiju No 8. This ain't no time for you to be aura farming and hating this cold ass speeches. Like, bro, run. Kikoru was surprised by this, and Kafka goes to beg her not to expose him. Deflects one more blast from the kaiju and does this Deku type power up again. They detect his aura, and apparently it was nothing they had ever recorded before. A whopping 9.8. The kaiju begins to run towards him. Bro was still powering up and getting ready for his attack. Like, nigga, chill. You don't even gotta be doing all of this for this level 1 ass kaiju. And how does he even know how to control his power in the first place? The kaiju actually threw a punch. Nigga thought he stood a chance. Like, I'm crying right now. Took the skin right off his arm, and look at this. Completely wiping his upper half, leaving his legs. Like, what is with Kafka and doing all of this, bro? Kikoru watching on in complete shock. Like, this is the same nigga who drew out 0% earlier.
I dare you to come back to life after that. Please don't actually come back to life.
Bro, can someone in the comments please explain to me what just happened? Like, does he have the ability to revive kaiju as well? He clears one more kaiju that was trying to sneak up on Kiriko. Gives her advice not to risk her life just to prove herself. Ichigawa joins them and you have this wholesome moment with Kikoru passing out. Kafka once again evades the defense force, leaving them confused as to what happened. But Levi was on that type of time and begins suspecting maybe this had connections to what happened 3 months ago. They get back to the hospital. Kikoru was gonna live and somehow got credited for defeating the kaiju. The token kaiju is surprised that there were no casualties from the whole incident earlier. And turns out this motherfucker can transform into a human. Like, bro, what are we talking about? Anyways, this is where I'm gonna end part 1 of Kaiju No 8. And if you thought part 1 was crazy, just wait on to see part 2. Like, we got Kafka going up against Levi. We got Kafka fighting the freaking commander of the entire defense force. Bro, like, there's a whole lot of shit going on in part 2. So, you know, I'm gonna do y'all good and drop it before the second season drops. But if this video does really well and y'all want me to drop part 2 immediately, I'm gonna get to the lab straight up, bro. As always, leave a like on the video, comment your thoughts, and yeah, let me know if you think Kaiju No 8 actually stands a chance of winning Anime of the Year, or if it's getting washed by the rest of the nominations on that list. Like, bro, I don't actually think Kaiju No 8 stands a chance. Like, we've got Solo Leveling, Danadan, and Fury, like, bro, Kaiju No 8 stands no chance. But you know, anything can happen. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys and girls so much, and until next time, YC out. Watch more videos and enjoy the outro.
This is the fight of our lives, and we're gonna win. Whatever it takes.
listen to your mom.